when a partner cheats, this is the first thing they usually say to you. And it's not what you'd expect. It's not, "I'm sorry." It's something your brain is not prepared for. Today, I'm going to break down the exact psychology behind the first reaction to being caught. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why the first response is almost never honesty. Stay till the end, because point number 3 explains something that confuses almost everyone in this situation. Welcome back to Psychology on Love, the place where we don't just talk about love, we decode it. If you've ever been in a moment where you asked a question and the answer felt more confusing than the truth itself, this video is for you. So hit subscribe, turn on the bell, because understanding this could save you from years of confusion. Let's get into it. Here's the first truth you need to understand. When someone is confronted about being unfaithful, their brain doesn't go into honesty mode. It goes into survival mode. Psychologists call this a threat response. In that moment, the brain doesn't process the situation as "I hurt someone I love." It processes it as "I am in danger. I could lose everything. I need to protect myself." And when the brain is in threat mode, it doesn't reach for truth. It reaches for whatever keeps the person safest in that moment. This is why the first words are almost never a clean confession. Instead, you'll usually hear one of 3 things: denial, "Nothing happened," minimization, "It wasn't a big deal," or deflection, "Why are you accusing me? Do you not trust me?" None of these are really about you. They are the brain's automatic defense system trying to survive the moment. Now, here's the second truth. This reaction is not always calculated manipulation. Sometimes it is, but often it's something far more automatic. The brain has spent seconds or minutes deciding, and under that kind of pressure, most human brains default to self-protection before self-honesty. This doesn't excuse the behavior, but it explains why almost no one immediately says, "Yes, I did this, and here's exactly why." The first reaction is rarely the true one. The true one usually comes later, after the panic settles. Now, point number 3, the part that confuses almost everyone. Sometimes, the first thing a cheating partner says is anger. Not guilt, not sadness. Anger. They turn it around. They question you. They act hurt that you would even ask. This confuses people deeply because it feels backwards. Why are they angry at me when they're the one who did something wrong? Here's the psychology behind it. Anger is often used as a shield. If they can make the conversation about your accusation instead of their actions, the focus shifts away from what they did. This is called a deflection defense. It's not proof that you're wrong. In fact, the more aggressively someone reacts to a calm question, the more it's worth paying attention to that reaction itself. Genuine innocence usually responds with confusion or hurt. Guilt, dressed as anger, often responds with excessive defensiveness. Now, this doesn't mean every angry reaction means guilt, but it means the emotion in that first response tells you more than the words themselves. So, what should you actually look for? First, watch the timeline of the story. Lies, told in panic, often shift and change when asked again later. The truth usually stays consistent. A lie often doesn't. Second, notice what they protect first. Do they seem more concerned about your feelings or more concerned about how this looks for them? That single detail often reveals more than any explanation could. Third, give yourself time before reacting to the first answer. The first response is rarely the real one. If you need clarity, ask again later when emotions have settled. People often reveal more the second time than the first. Fourth, remember this isn't about winning an argument. It's about understanding what actually happened, so you can make a clear decision for yourself. Not a decision made in panic, a decision made in clarity. If this video helped you understand a moment that confused you before, that's exactly why this channel exists. Hit like if this finally made sense of a reaction you didn't understand. Subscribe if you want to understand human behavior on a deeper level. Because the more you understand people's first reactions, the less power confusion has over your decisions. And in the comments, tell me, have you ever noticed this pattern in someone? I read every single one. See you in the next video. Until then, trust the pattern more than the panic.